Peace, power, and prosperity. Love and joy to you. Rob Blackstorm. What I want to talk about today is I woke up today and I woke up in a very bad mood. Now, I think what contributed to my bad mood was I was watching Urban X podcast. And I'm not saying Urban X podcast. Shout out to Urban X podcast. I'm not saying they created my bad mood, but I fell asleep with YouTube playing and ended up waking up like almost 5 o'clock in the morning. And I don't know, I just woke up in had a really bad mood. I don't know what the algorithm was pushing in my subconscious while I was sleeping, but you know, I've been vibing really high lately. So it was rare for me to wake up in a bad mood. Anyway, I wake up in this mood, right? And, you know, I'm thinking about all the worst things that are happening in life. And literally, like, everything else in life is great, you know? Like, everything else is going well. It's popping, you know? Things are good, you know? Really, very little to complain about. But the little things to complain about, right? The little things that I could complain about were prominent this morning. Feeling like I'm not doing enough. Feeling like I should be doing this. Feeling like, why I didn't do that, right? Little things is popping up and becoming big things in my mind. So I'm like, hold up. Let me go to my tools. And this is how you handle a bad day. I'm just going to give you some of the tools. First thing I did was I hopped in the shower, right? Hopped in the shower. The shower for me is like a meditation space, right? Like a space for me. And I usually don't listen to anything when I'm in the shower. So it's a space for me to just go within myself, think, right? And clear my mind. I'm a water sign, right? Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Gemini, air, and rising in Cancer. So water, air, water, right? So those are my elements. And some of you may have the same elements. If not, you know, you might be a fire sign. You might have to light a candle. You might be an air sign. You have to light some incense or put on a diffuser. Might be a earth sign. You got to get out and ground. Got to do some moon gazing, some sun gazing, right? But these are touch the earth, right? These are things tools and techniques. So for me, it's the shower. So I went in the shower, cleared my head, thought about the things I was thinking about, what's the next moves, how I could measure them, what steps I need to take, right? How serious they were. So automatically I kind of calmed down from there. Right after the shower, went into meditation, right? Went into a meditation, and, you know, during the meditation, what I did is I started smiling at the difficulties that I thought I had, at the problems that I thought I had, at the issues that I thought I had. I started smiling at them. Started smiling at whatever opposition was in my head. And by me smiling at it, it let me, the problems or the issues became light as a feather. Very light. When they were heavy upon waking, they were very, very light during the meditation. Became very, very light after the meditation, you know. And that perception, you know, lasted and is lasting throughout the day. What I did after that, just to double up on it, I made some tea, right? I made some tea, some Paw Darko mixed with St. John's wort tea. St. John's wort tea mixed with Paw Darko, right? Paw Darko is a herb that cleanses the cells, cleanses the DNA. And St. John's wort is a mood booster. It helps increase the serotonin in your gut, which is what controls your brain. or controls your mood, I should say, right? Which your mood controls your brain too, right? The more relaxed you are, the stronger your IQ is. The more tense and the more stressed you are, right, your IQ drops because you're in fight or flight mode instead of rest and digest. So I did those things, right? And next thing I did during the day, because I work from home, is while I was working, I was watching the Jeffersons, right? Watching Sanford and Son clips on YouTube, right? Keeping everything light, you know what I'm saying? Laughing. You know, laughter produces hormones and chemicals, right, that are natural conductors of positive energy. You know, natural neurotoxins, natural healers, right? Just a simple smile, right, that you put on your face. Simple laughter can do a lot for you. So I just wanted to share that if you are having a bad day, right, you do have tools. Oh, and on top of that, during the day, after I laughed and everything, I put on a binaural beat, right? There's this channel, Locomotives. I think I'll post it. You'll see it. But there's a channel, and I put on this specific. It's a DMT. It helps raise the DMT, dimethyltryptamine, which is one of the things that are secreted through the pineal gland while you're sleeping, right? It's basically a feel-good hormone, also an imaginative hormone. It also stirs your melatonin as well as your serotonin. Your melatonin, which is in charge of your sleep, also helps you get your inner visions, your dreams, so to speak. So, long story short, right, as the day is closing, as I'm recording this, right, the day is like, I'm great, you know what I'm saying? I feel good. I'm back in the same vibration I've been the last 40-something days since the 21st, right? I got everything planned. Oh, and last but not least, this is the big one. This is the big one, Elizabeth. This is the big one, all right? This is the big one. When in doubt, write it out, right? Journal, you know what I'm saying? Write it out. Use your phone notepad, which is what I do, right? Write some things out, right? You know, map out your life if you need to be. What I like to do is I like to share inspiration, so I might type something on Facebook, right? I might add to something in my journal for my book, right? And write things out, you know what I'm saying? Put whatever the issue is out so that you can see it clearly by writing it out, right? Get a real pen and a real paper. If you don't have a real pen and a real paper, use your phone, right? Type it out, right? We're in a digital age. But these are tools that you can use when you're having a bad day. All right, so that you can increase your energy, increase your frequency, increase your vibration. What I was doing today was really chakra work, right? I'm taking things from the root chakra, which is me feeling insecure, me feeling not stable, me feeling not rooted, me feeling I'm not doing enough, me feeling I'm not at this particular destination, me feeling like, oh, this should be happening and it's not happening the way. So I took it from the root, raise my energy to the sacral, right? Creativity, right? Sexuality, sensuality. So I raise my frequency with the herbs, right? With the sensuality, not sexuality, the sensuality of me being in the shower, letting the water run, right? Hearing the natural water, right? Which is like nature. Essentially, a shower is like a waterfall, right? Now the solar plexus, okay, new guiding light. Let me go into this meditation, which is the heart chakra, right? The word, etymology of the word spirit means breath. So now I'm breathing, right? Throat chakra, I'm engaging myself in laughter, watching the Jeffersons, watching Sanford and Son, you know what I'm saying? Third eye, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm listening to the binaural beats, right? The DMT, raising my frequency, secreting melatonin during the day, right? Secreting serotonin during the day, right? Now I have that. So now the crown is back on, baby. You know what I'm saying? The downloads are coming through. I'm able to write dope things. I'm able to now come produce a video for y'all, you know, and the energy's well. You understand? So these things you could use if you are having a bad day to tune yourself up spiritually, right? So don't let a bad day control you. Once you feel like you're having a bad day, once you feel like you're having a bad mood, and again, this just happened. Like, I just woke up in a bad mood. I didn't know this was gonna, I didn't expect it to happen. And this happens sometimes. You wake up on the wrong side of the bed, as they say, right? You just wake up with a mood. It doesn't matter how spiritual you think you are, or how mystical you think you are, or how many fucking crystals you have. It's gonna happen to you. It's the same way it happened to me. But you do have tools to fight. And then one last thing I want to say, people always talk about mental health, right? And, I'm having mental health issues, and, I'm going through this mental health problem, and, well, it's like anything. If you're sick, right, you're not healthy physically. Let's say you got the flu physically, right? Or you got a cold physically. You're sick. You got to fight that cold. You got to fight that flu. And there's tools, right? Get some cayenne pepper. You get some orange juice, right? You get some, oil of oregano, right? You take some oranges. You get some citrus, right? These are tools that you use. You lay in the bed. You rest more, right? You sweat, right? You put on some sweats so you can sweat it out, right? You drink soup. These are tools that you use to fight the fact that you're sick, that you're not well, right? It's the same with mental health. You can't rest in the fact that, I have depression, I have anxiety, I have these different mental health issues that you've been diagnosed, and don't do anything about it. All you're doing is taking pills that are prescribed by the doctor, right? And I'm not telling you if you are, have prescription pills, I'm not telling you to stop taking them or anything like that. But I do want you to reassess what you're doing, and if you need to continue to still just be taking a regimen of pills, or do you need some herbs? You know what I'm saying? Do you need to start going to the gym? Do you need to start meditating? Do you need to start praying? Do you need to start journaling, right? Do you need to start moving your body, right? Do you need to start taking risks and moving past your comfort zone and doing things that you haven't done? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could continue crying mental health, but in reality, besides people that are close to you, nobody really gives a fuck. You still gotta work. Your rent still due. Your mortgage still due. Your car note still due. You know what I'm saying? Your kids still gotta be taken care of. And you can't abandon it just because you have mental health issues. The same way you have tools to fix yourself or to heal yourself are the same tools that you should, through this spiritual journey, through this hero's journey, pick up over time and derive so that you could use them when you wake up in a bad state of mental health. That's what I woke up with. I had a bad mental health. But just like I attack a cold, I got to attack this the same way. So I'm giving you the tools so you know how to handle a bad day in the future, right? And don't just take that, expand on what I'm telling you and customize it for you, right? I'm giving you the basics, but this is your spiritual journey. You know what works well for you. Me, Sanford and Son, meditation, you know what I'm saying? The Jeffersons, binaural beats, taking a shower. These things work for me. You know what I'm saying? These things work for me, and I believe they will work for you as well. Matter of fact, I know they will, because there's power in laughter. There's healing, super healing. You could heal damn near everything. And this not medical advice, but there are books on this where people laugh their way into healing, all right, which I shared in other videos. A book called Anatomy of an Illness, right? Where you could laugh your way into healing yourself, all right? There's scientific studies where you can listen to harp music, and they had a harpist in an emergency room, and the people's illnesses dropped over 60%. Because they had a harpist in the emergency room. So there's harp music on YouTube, okay? I don't want to make this too long, but this is how you handle a bad day, all right? You have the tools. This is how you handle mental health issues. You have the tools, right? Employ them, use them, and tap into them. Peace, power, and prosperity, Rob Blackstone. Disclaimer. I know some mental health issues are worse than others. I'm not talking about the ones where, they're quote-unquote crazy, autism, severe mental health issues that need doctor assistance. I'm talking about people that's like, I'm depressed. people that have, like, have anxiety, people that have social anxiety, right? People that, you know, say they have obesity issues and big boned and things like that. That shit you could fix. That shit you could work on with a daily regimen, all right? The word spiritual has ritual in it for a reason. So get a ritual that is going to empower you and tap into the God in you, no matter what. Peace. And another thing, know your value, right? Know that you are enough. Wherever you are, whatever situation you're in, whatever condition, know that you are enough. Know that you have divinity in you. Know that you have God in you. Know that you have the power to overcome any and all things. Any and all things, all right? You just have to learn to tap in. No matter what environment you're in, no matter what situation it is, tap into your mind, tap into your emotions, and take some action, all right? Take some action towards what you desire and what you need. Peace.
The depression rate has increased over the years. Why do you think that is?
The depression rate is increased over the years because they're marketing it to people. If we want to sell more planta, we turn up our ad spend, right? We create more marketing assets for that particular product. This is all marketing. What happened 40, 50, 60 years ago when there was no SSRIs? There was no such thing as an antidepressant medication. People went on about their day. Nowadays, if you have a bad day, you're pissed off about it, you're depressed. You got to take pills. No, thank you. Y'all gotta reject that shit. Listen, depression is a decision. You're deciding to be depressed. There's some things that's occurred in your life that have you not feeling the best about yourself. Instead of being depressed, fix those things. Because you're not fixing those things, yeah. They talk about, oh, it's a chemical imbalance in the brain. You know what else is a chemical imbalance? Being very happy, right? You're imbalanced with dopamine and endorphins. You know what else is a chemical imbalance? Somebody being in a highly anabolic state, right? That means they're creating more testosterone in their body in a particular time, right? That's a chemical imbalance. People say these things, they try to sound smart to dumb people. They're not saying it to dumb people, they're saying that people they think are dumb. And unfortunately, people believe these people because it's like ads, it's like media saying it or somebody with a degree saying it. I'm gonna tell y'all something. A lady went back and forth with me about this very topic, right? She was standing on her hill. She's an educator in that space. She teaches about psychiatry or psychology or some shit, right? So she's telling me that how detrimental depression is to people, how it's a actual mental illness. Ma'am, you have to say these things because you went to school for X amount of years and then right after school, that same school employs you to teach people what they taught you. Where's your real life application of any of this? Where's the actual practical evidence of the things that you study, right? Because I'm gonna tell you something right now. I've been through a lot of shit. And I know a lot of people that have been through a lot of shit. Some were crushed by the things that they went through. Other people use it as fuel. They learned from it. They fixed it. They became strong at fixing their issues in their life. So I don't relate to that depression shit at all. I don't give a fuck. And look, some people disagree with me. That's fine. It's okay to disagree. I'm not even mad at somebody that says, no, it's a real thing. I just disagree. If you're depressed, if you find yourself in a state of, you're down, all of this shit, ask yourself why. This is no different than saying an obese person is a disease. Obesity is a disease. No, it's a fucking decision. You keep eating. My parents is fat. Okay. What's hereditary is your actions, is your behavior, not the condition of being fat. That's a decision. If you don't eat as much or if you eat better food and you exercise, you're not going to be obese. The problem is the solutions are packaged and sold to people, to the highest bidder, right? And they're playing on people's emotions. And marketing, the most effective marketing strategies and tactics is to pull at people's emotions, and typically negative ones, right? So yeah, it's easy for people to just say, yeah, I fall into this depression category. If you're not performing or living the life that you feel like you should or you want or you're needed to, yeah, it's because of my depression. I battle with depression. Fuck that. I battle with it and slayed that shit. How about that? Like, y'all need to adopt this kind of mindset. Or don't. Be depressed if you want. That's fine. That's not my reality. But I'm gonna tell you right now, any of my friends coming with this depression shit, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna be there for them and I'm gonna listen to them, right? But I'm gonna try my best to walk them out of that, to like take action. I'm not gonna say like, fuck that shit, you too tough for that. That's not the vibe. I understand what that feeling of depression is. I've dealt with it. So instead of sitting there and wallowing in it and taking some medication that dulls you to where you have no desire to do anything, or it stimulates you to do something, so now you need that every time, get up, take a walk, talk about it, go and fix it. Go work on these issues so you're not depressed. Decide to fix it, or don't, and sit there and die and be annoying to people.